We're joined this morning live in our studio, Mr. Kalu Kalu, a prominent legal practitioner and counsel to the ADC presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. Good morning to you, counsel. Thank you for being part of the program.
Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Now, let's get into the conversation. Now, with the Constitution itself, Section 131D of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, provides that a person shall be qualified for election to the office of president if he has been educated up to at least school certificate level or equivalent. Now, Section 318 further defines school certificate or its equivalent to include the secondary school certificate or equivalent, grade 2, teacher certificate, CT, and all. I mean, education up to secondary school certificate level, or in certain cases, a primary 6 school leaving certificate combined with specified service training and English language competence acceptable to INEC or any other qualification acceptable to the body. In your reading now, has this constitutional provision become too vague for modern democracy, or has politics simply complicated what the law already makes clear? You can give us a bit of clarification as regards to that.
There is no ambiguity in this constitutional provision. It is very clear that the educational qualification is secondary school level, primary school level. But on the issue of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, politics has not even declared that constitutional provision. It has not. You know, you only read Section 131D of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. But the controversial issue is as regards to Section 1371J of the said Constitution, which provides that no person shall be qualified to run for office of president if that person has presented a forged certificate to INEC. That is a constitutional provision. And the question is, has Ahmed Bola Tinubu submitted a forged certificate to INEC? And the answer is yes. Remember, Ahmed Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State in 1999. He submitted documents to INEC in INEC from EC9. Then it was an INEC from C001 in 1999. He deposed an affidavit that he attended one St. Paul's Primary School and attended Government College, Ibadan. And he found out that these two assertions were lies, were false. That is, on itself, a presentation of forged documents or certificates to INEC. And we are saying, if he has presented such to INEC, he is not qualified to run by virtue of Section 1371J of the 1999 Constitution. So there is nothing ambiguous about that constitutional provision. There is nothing, politics has not declared anything. The provision is so clear, and we only want INEC to come heavy on Bola Ahmed Tinubu and not put APC on the ballot for 2027 general election. And in your intro, you said he also presented his NYSC certificate in your intro here. Now, in that certificate reads Bola Adekunle Tinubu. So the question is, who is Adekunle in this instance? All we know him all these years, even from the proceedings at the U.S. court. The registrar, Mr. Caleb, came and said that the A in that his certificate is Ahmed, that it is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So if that certificate came from Chicago State University to NYSC, it should also bear Ahmed, not Adekunle. So everything about President Tinubu is shrouded in forgery. And I wonder why INEC should allow this international and national disgrace to continue. Because the Nigerians should know that if INEC refuses to do the needful, Nigeria should do the needful. Bola Ahmed Tinubu should not be on the ballot for 2027 general election, because that will be the height of impunity in this country. Because we are calling on Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's a very simple something. Before you were employed in this office, you made provision as you tendered your academic credentials to this body before they employed you. And Ahmed Tinubu is asking Nigeria, please employ me to be your president in 2027. And Nigerians are saying, show us your credentials. Just prominent secondary school. How hard is it?
Mr. Kalu, we've been here before. This is not the first time the president's credential had come, before the public scrutiny to say, where is your classmate? Tell us who you went to school with and all. But then you boldly made a statement to say he forged a result. The results are not true. The result is given to INEC. They're not valid. Do you have proof to back that up? Has that been confirmed? Because before now, there are a lot of speculation, asking questions. Questions are questions of what Nigerians were asking at the time to say, tell us the school you attended, show us your classmates, at least give us one person that attended the school with you. We've not seen one person who's come forward to show beyond reasonable doubt, as your courts will say it, that these certificates are forged.
My sister, you don't need. There are some facts that are beyond proof. You don't need further proof. Once some facts are very clear. What are the facts here? What is the evidence here? Somebody in 1999 deposed on affidavit that he attended St. Paul's Primary School. And the same affidavit deposed that he attended Government College, Ibadan. Those schools are they not existent in Nigeria today? So why wouldn't he repeat that he attended that same school now? Government College Ibadan is still in existence.
Mr. Kalu, you're a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer, yes,
right?
I am.
And the court of law do not administer words or facts or hearsay. They administer proof. You have to show to the court beyond reasonable doubt that, yes, the government college, the school are there. You can go there and verify. You have to show to the court that what my claims are, these are the backup proof to show that these certificates are forged. Now, do you have those proof to back up the claims?
That's what we're telling you. If somebody in 1999 and 2003 deposed an affidavit, not just ordinary document. This is a legal document that I attended St. Paul's Primary School, and I also attended Government College, Lagos. And in his current form, in 2023, he didn't put the same school. He alleged he attended in 1999, and in 2026 again, that same the two columns are blank.
Maybe don't you think that he doesn't want to go back to where he's been before?
No. I don't want. It is everywhere, because the legal icon, may his soul rest in peace, Gani Fayomi, took this matter up to the Supreme Court, and at that point, even people that graduated from Government College came out and said Tinubu never attended Government College, Lagos. He's not part of us. He's not one of us. And you know, Government College Ibadan is a known school, a renowned school that he should be proud of to include it in his INEC form. But he avoided it to show he never attended that school. And we are calling him. If you said you attended that school, say it now. It's a very simple thing. This is not something that he cannot say, his handlers cannot say or provide proof. Now, secondly, you mentioned his WAEC, NYSC certificate that they attached it. Look at that document. It bears Bola Adekunle Tinubu. And the question is, who is Adekunle? And it's a very simple thing. He said he served in Oyo State. Can Tinubu come out today and show us the place he served in Oyo State? You know where you served. You know where you served. I know where I served. I served in Meduguri, in Nigerian Police Command in Meduguri. That's where I served in the year 2002. You know where you served. Every other person that served in this country know where they served. So why is it only Tinubu that does not know where he served? The document is there, and we're saying this is an international disgrace that the most populous black nation has a president that does not have a primary school, that does not have a secondary school, does not have a university certificate, does not have an NYSC certificate. The Chicago State University certificate he presented. Remember when Atiku Abubakar took him to court in the US for discoveries of his academic document? The court directed Chicago State University to release those academic documents to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And when they released it, we saw mind-boggling documents. And one of them is Tinubu claimed he attended and graduated from Government College Lagos in 1970. Do you know, when we now made inquiries, we found that the school Tinubu claimed he graduated in 1970 was indeed established in 1974. Which means he graduated 4 years before the school was established. So which other proof, which other evidence do you need from us? That's one. Another document we saw from the document released by Chicago State University is the Tinubu claimed he had this GC certificate from Cambridge University, London. And we've made inquiries, it's false also. So what can Tinubu just show us one document without any fraudulent controversy? That is none.
Talking about one document that doesn't have controversy. I mean, the incident you referenced in 2023 when Alhaji Atiku Abubakar did obtain that order from a U.S. court. The university confirmed that Tinubu attended the institution and graduated in 1979. And in fact, the Supreme Court dismissed Abubakar's bid to introduce that fresh evidence from the U.S. proceedings in his challenge to Tinubu's election, allowing, whatever transpired in 2023 to stand. But now you're bringing it up again, and the questions you are raising bother on the authenticity of some of, the documents that have been put forward. What about this one from the university, which also has confirmation from the university itself that indeed Mr. President attended the institution and graduated?
Please, let's put this in proper perspective. During that discovery proceedings, the registrar of that school, Mr. Kelly, when confronted with the certificate which Tinubu even submitted now, he said that this document did not emanate from Chicago State University. The proceedings are there. He said it did not emanate from there. So which means that document Tinubu submitted is forged. That's one. Yes, he confirmed that Tinubu graduated from that school. But the question is, the document released by the school shows that the entry qualification documents were forged by Tinubu. And the law is very simple, that you cannot place something or nothing and expect it to stand.
All right.
Tinubu made an entry, first entry, that he attended, because before you gain an admission into a university, you must present your secondary school certificate. Mm-hmm. Tinubu said, I attended Government College, Lagos, and graduated in 1970. When we now made inquiries, we found that assertion was false. Because Government College, Lagos was established in 1974. So what does it mean? That ab initio, Tinubu didn't get any admission in that school.
We've been here before. We've been down
then
this road before.
On the issue of the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court never held that Tinubu's academic credentials were genuine. That matter was dismissed on grounds of technicality. That the way it was brought in, the way and manner it should have been brought in was inadmissible. So the Supreme Court did not in any way evaluate that document to give its findings on that document. Never. It only dismissed it on terms of
So are
technicality.
you introducing it the right way this time around?
No. The issue is, and which is what should concern every Nigerian about the issue of technicality on this national issue, that someone who is running for an election is being protected by the court when the evidence is clear for everyone to see that this man does not have any single certificate at all. You are coming to Nigerians, please employ me as your president. And there is a law that says if you give us this, we'll vote for you or will employ you. And you have been unable to present those credentials to Nigerians. And you want to force yourself on Nigerians to vote for you. That is impunity by INEC. Because the Constitution says in section 1, sub 1 of the Constitution that this Constitution is supreme. And these provisions binding on all authorities, including INEC. And if the Constitution says if you have presented a false certificate to INEC, you are not qualified to run the election. So why wouldn't INEC hold on to that provision and strike down Tinubu's name from his portal? And that's what we're asking INEC to do. And thankfully enough, the chairman of INEC is a professor of law and also a senior advocate of Nigeria. He knows the law. Forget about all this Electoral Act cannot be greater or higher in terms of hierarchy of law than the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You know the National Assembly, which we have these days, have been destroying the democracy by the obnoxious laws they pass.
Are you saying the Electoral Act has not done enough job to scrutinize the candidates?
Let me just give you an instance. In 2006 Electoral Act, 2006 and 2010, there was a provision that if a candidate submits his credentials and it is published by INEC, that any person who believes that the document submitted by the candidate is false can approach the court to ask for the disqualification of that person, of that candidate that submitted that forged document to INEC. Guess what? The ruling class, through the National Assembly, deleted that particular provision and then inserted a clause that it is only an aspirant to that election that can challenge it. So the Supreme Court now, or all our courts, now hit on that and say, once you did not participate in that primary election, you will not in any way question the outcome, the validity or otherwise of that of that candidate. Now depriving Nigerians the opportunity to go to court to challenge it. Like now, everybody is now helpless. Everybody is helpless because of the kind of the political elite we have in this country.
Mr. Kalu, I'd like to come here quickly before we run out of time. Is this because you want a political transparency to play out and for everyone to have a level playing ground? Or because you're of the opposition, that's why you're bringing out this matter? If your principal now, Atiku Abubakar, who is your candidate of your party, who you represent legally, was in this case of having a discrepancy between a primary school, secondary school, but then he's said to have gone to a higher institution, was in this box right now, would you still have the same grounds to ask him not to run for office because his educational background doesn't align properly with INEC?
This is not a personal issue. This is law. What does the law say?
That's what I'm asking. Is it a transparency thing for Nigerians to have that?
I'm answering your question. This is not all about what did I think. It is what does the law provide. The law provides that if you forge a certificate or you presented a false certificate to INEC, you're not qualified to run. If Atiku Abubakar in any way has done so by presenting false certificates to INEC, it means that he's not qualified to run. And Kalu Kalu will be the first person to slam on Atiku Abubakar and say, Your Excellency, I will not support you in this. Nigerians will not support you in this. Please step aside. Let a more credible person run. And we are now saying, Mr. Tinubu, for crying out loud, when will you stop embarrassing Nigerians? Well, this is a total disgrace. It's a total embarrassment. Why do we send our children to school? Then we could as well tell them, don't bother, don't go to school at all. Just anytime you grow up, you can throw in anything you have and then become president of Nigeria.
We're almost out of time.
In 2023,
yeah,
there was this divided opinion. He went to school, he didn't go to school. He went to school, he didn't go to school. So because of that confusion, Nigeria didn't really know where to pin it. But today, it's not clear. It's very clear. Because this issue came up in 2023. And today, we are saying, Mr. Tinubu, Mr. Tinubu, it's a very simple thing. Show us your primary school you attended. Show us the secondary school you attended.
So it wasn't clear at that time when he was coming into office?
Because at that time,
yes,
people thought that how can you say Mr. Tinubu?
So what makes it clearer now?
It's clearer now because
why? What makes it clearer now?
I'll tell you why it's clearer now. One, if after that controversy, you now have another opportunity to clear yourself of that accusations of those.
But how is he going to clear himself when you say at that time the matter came up that he didn't go to school? So is he going to go back to school in the 3 years in office?
No, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying when probably at that time submission had closed when people now saw his academic credentials. So there was no way he would go back to INEC to submit those credentials because the portal had closed. But we are not saying in 2026, after 3 years or 4 years of that controversy, certificate scandal against you, it is this he had this opportunity now to say, Nigerians, please, this is my primary school certificate, this is my secondary school certificate, this is my university certificate, this is my NYC certificate, and come out clean, even through his handlers, his aides, numerous aides, to say, my principal lost his certificate, please, this is the school he attended, go and verify. My principal lost his certificate for secondary school, this is secondary school he attended, please go and verify. The NYC certificate that has Adekule was a mistake. This is where he served his NYC in Oyo State. Please go and verify. It's a very simple thing. And now he has not done it. Which other proof do you need? And we are saying, the media should do the needful for Nigerians so that people put the narrative properly for Nigerians to know that this man is now forcing himself on Nigerians, whether you like it or not, because there is a state capture. They have captured the judiciary, they have captured the police, they have captured the INEC. So what will you do to him?
But there are some Nigerians who have the opinion to say that should the opposition be focused on this right now, shouldn't be judging the president based on his performance before you can bring him to office. Are we still going to judge by certificate or no certificate since you already allowed him to run for office in the first place without the said certificates now? And now, should we still be judging by those bases and not by performance?
My sister, there's one social media post I saw. I laughed, wanted to kill me. It says, why wouldn't we have fake agencies, fake ministries, fake everything in Nigeria when Mr. President has faked everything about himself? It's not just only about Nigeria. We have the international community watching. You said things are difficult. Why wouldn't things be difficult when our international partners won't believe Mr. President as somebody who is fake in everything he does? The optics matter in everything we do in life. It's a very serious issue. But the way we are playing it down, it appears as if it is not. My sister, there is no way you'll be sitting where you are sitting if you did not present everything about yourself to this company. There's no way. And it is the same thing to Mr. President. Yes, Nigeria made the mistake in the first election. But this time around, we will not. This matter will not die until he steps down.
But don't you think that it feels like Nigeria was also saying that it feels like the opposition does not have a running point? They don't have anything on the president.
No.
That's why you keep hammering on the same issue that happened 4 years ago. And 4 years after, you're still on the same issue. Why don't you go past that issue and judge me by other things other than these results?
No. My sister, this is just an issue. 1 out of 1 million. Of Mr. President's failures.
But you guys have kept hammering on this one.
What wouldn't we do? If my sister, if you were the person, imagine if you were the person that committed these atrocities against the state, you would have been inside the jail by today. Do you know what happened in around 2023 when one Mesoma did some forgery with JAMB? Do you know how Nigeria, how the institution descended heavily on her? On issue of forgery. So why would there be selective judgment in Nigeria? Because she is a child of nobody, and Mr. President is president. So we now have two sets of law, one for the poor and one for the rich. So Mr. President is invisible, is untouchable. Nobody can touch him. But we're telling him in this 2027 we will touch him. We're going to touch Mr. President, that he will stand for this election. Nigerians are saying you cannot come and impose yourself with this forgery, everything about yourself, and you want to be on the ballot. It will happen in this 2027 election.
In 23 elections, you said it at that point. He already submitted the document to INEC, and he felt like it was already too late to run with that narrative. At this point, with this particular narrative of results, you think is the right time to do that? You are still in the confines of space to run with this narrative,
yes,
to stop the president from running for
the final list of candidates has not been published. That will be done. That will be done sometime in October or thereabout. We are going to call Nigerians out and march to INEC that this finalist will not contain the name of Mr. President, because INEC has the final power to uphold the provisions of the 1999 Constitution that says if you have submitted a false document, you will not run an election.
So on the matter of the Constitution, because when we started the conversation, we pointed you to the part that talked about what the basic qualifications are. And then you referred us to the part that talks about forgery, as it were. Now, we've seen several times the constitutional reviews, as it were, since 1999. But on the issue of qualification, on the issue of citizenship, age, party defections, nomination, and so on and so forth, the Constitution has rather remained silent on these issues. So at this point, apart from INEC, having to now step in to also probably clear the air on some of these issues, do you think we need a much deeper constitutional review on some of these matters?
My brother, on this issue,
yes,
that we don't need any other amendment on this. It's just very clear. The Constitution says this is the threshold. If you have this, you're qualified. Then this is a disqualifying factor. If you have done this, you're disqualified. It's not ambiguous. Very straightforward. It's just the application of these laws that is lacking on the part of the supervisory body, that is INEC. Because if it is, Mr. President, this is a controversial issue. Mr. INEC, please show us your certificate. If you don't, you're not qualified to run. Mr. President, this is what Nigerians are saying. Your certificate that has Adekunle, where did that Adekunle emerge from? But INEC is quiet because it's an appendage of the ruling party, the APC. And we are saying it is wrong. And we will not take this. Nigerians will not take this. That you are forcing this kind of person on Nigerians again in 2027.
How far are you willing to go to enforce this particular issue?
We're going to call out Nigerians, and Nigerians will march to the street and move to INEC and shut down INEC until INEC will do the needful. My brother, I repeat again, if any other Nigerian is involved in this, my brother, that person would have been roasted like a chicken by now.
Mr. Kalu Kalu, want to thank you so very much. This is a very important issue, and we'll keep, talking about it. As always, when we talk about integrity of our institutions, the clarity of our laws, the level of transparency Nigerians expect, those are conversations that will be dominating the headlines in the coming days. So I want to thank you so much for your time for giving clarity to these issues. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.